Good YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, you can call me JD, and I'm about to get into one of my favorite Yeezy models. I will be reviewing the latest colorway of the Yeezy 700 V3, this time in the clay brown colorway. What's up guys? Hope you guys had a great Christmas. I hope you got some of the sneakers you wanted. In this video, I will be breaking down the shoe. We will get into the colorway, the quality of the materials, how they fit. We'll also get into why exactly these 700 V3s are now kind of dead from a reselling perspective. And as always, I will be giving you guys that on-feet look, so make sure you stick around until the end of the video. So the Yeezy 700 V3 in the clay brown colorway. Now this is the 5th colorway to drop so far of the 700 V3. And if some of you guys think this is like a restock of a previous colorway, I wouldn't blame you because these look very similar to a colorway that released earlier this year, the Alva pair. The only difference being that this has some brown streaks across the shoe and the other one had some gray streaks. Other than that, it's almost an identical looking sneaker. This colorway does kind of remind me of that 700 V2 Geode pair that released, I believe, a couple of years ago. You got these earth brown tones to go along with the black. I think the colorway does look pretty good on this silhouette. And speaking of this silhouette, I've said this before, I actually think this is, in my opinion, one of the best Yeezy silhouettes ever, and probably the best one since the 700 V1s. When these first released, everyone in the sneaker community was talking about the 700 V3s because it looked like no other shoe on the market. It still doesn't. This is a slimmed down, sleeker version of the 700 and it is very futuristic and almost alien looking. I'm a very big fan of this silhouette. I do own the original, the RESELL pair. The retail price of this sneaker is $200, which is a whole $100 cheaper than previous versions of the 700. The main reasons being that the quality of the materials used on these are, I guess, a bit cheaper. You don't have leather and suede anymore. Instead, you have almost like synthetic materials all over the shoe. You also don't get boost in the midsole, making this a bit more uncomfortable than previous 700s. You do get some glow in the dark features though with this shoe, and it is very sensitive to light. All of the 700 V3s so far have come with this glow in the dark feature. Instead of getting normal laces, you get these bungee style laces that are already, I guess, tied, so you don't have to ever tie them. And I will say that at least compared to my RESELL pair, this one is a bit more annoying to actually put on. I know that these laces are supposed to actually do the opposite, which is to make it way easier for you to just slip your feet into the shoe. But because the tongue of this sneaker doesn't have much give to it, it actually, for me, makes it a bit harder right now to get my feet into the shoe because these laces do feel a bit constricting. On my RESELL pair, I can loosen up the laces and get my feet into the shoe. However, with this one, I feel like I'm really trying to push my feet all the way in. But you do get a pair of regular laces as well if you wanted to use that on the sneaker. However, you might actually need to cut off the laces that these shoes come with because I don't really know how else you can actually untie this shoe. You also get some gum bottoms on the sneaker, and you can see in the little cutout holes on the outsole, there's some hits of blue there. One of my critiques of the 700 V3 is that it does tend to get scuffed up quite easily, and it is quite difficult to get rid of these scuffs, mainly because I guess the materials are just not the best on this shoe. So the good thing about having a predominantly black shoe is that it does kind of hide a lot of those scuffs. So this colorway is actually a pretty good everyday beater, and it does have a bit of hype to it as well. As far as sizing goes, I would recommend going a half size up in these. So whatever size you fit in, like 350 V2s or even the 700 V1 and the V2, I usually go a half size up in pretty much all of my Yeezy sneakers. No different with this pair, you want to go at least a half size up. What I find is that even when I go half size up, my toes do feel a little bit constricted because the shoe is a bit narrow at the top. I've never actually tried going a full size up, and I'm not sure if I would recommend it because the rest of my feet does fit pretty well in the shoe, but my toes maybe just a little bit constricted. If you have wider feet, maybe going up a full size might be the right move. We'll get into resale too. Before we do that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you haven't already done so. I did notice a lot of you guys watch my videos, but you aren't yet subscribed to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. Just hit that subscribe button, and of course, drop a thumbs up if you found this video useful. Let's get into resale for this shoe. Looking at StockX, you can see that there's really not a whole lot of resale on pretty much any size. After fees and shipping, you're looking at some lunch money profit. And what we've seen this year is that the hype on the 700 V3 has definitely come down quite a lot. Even the previous release, the safflower colorway, there's pretty much no resale on that pair as well. Although the sneaker is sold out everywhere, I haven't seen any shops where this is actually sitting. I think we're at a point right now with the 700 V3 where the supply and demand are kind of perfectly matching each other, which is why the resale prices are pretty much basically what the retail price is. I don't actually think these are worth investing in. This, in my opinion, is not a good hold. You can just look at any of the 700 V3 colorways except the original Resale pair. All of the other pairs that have released, like the Alvas, also the Arzareth colorway, all of these have been pretty poor holds. In fact, if you held onto them, you probably lost some money if you didn't sell it in the first week. I don't see these being good holds either. I think right now when it comes to Yeezys, besides the Yeezy slides, there isn't a lot of Yeezys that are worth holding on to for resale. So I would try to sell these locally to maximize the amount of profit you could potentially make. But for the buyers out there, this is just an excellent option right now, especially if you are a fan of the Alva colorway, which is currently reselling for almost double this pair. And let's be honest, guys, it is almost the exact same colorway here. So if I didn't have either of those pairs and I wanted to cop one of them, I would without a doubt go after the Clay Browns, pay half as much, get pretty much the same shoe. So I actually think these are a pretty good steal right now, and you're getting, in my opinion, one of the best designed Yeezy 700s. Let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think is the reason that the hype on the 700 V3s have dropped so much? Why do you think the resale prices are as low as they have been over the last couple of releases? I would love to know. Let me know down in the comments. So final thoughts, is the Yeezy 700 V3 a cop or a drop? I love the silhouette. A super sleek silhouette, looks really good with some joggers, and an easy to wear colorway like this selling for pretty much half the price as the Alvas. For me, at this price, these are a cop. If you haven't already done so, make sure you follow me on Instagram. The handle is right here. It is at JDKick6. It's probably where I am the most active, so make sure you guys follow me on there for some more sneaker content. The on-feed portion of the video dropping right now. Thank you guys once again for hanging out with me and watching this review, and until next time, peace.